are. That's all you get to, that's your only hint. Where are we? Well, okay, we're in Oslo, but where in Oslo are we? And all you get for a hint is a bunch of men's junk. Carl?
Yeah.
Are you feeling emasculated or empowered?
No, why would I?
I don't know this. Alright, anybody know where we are? I have to do this to see. Here, I'll turn you around and then I can read the chat without having my glasses right up in your face. This is a side path. This is one of my, probably, no, I shouldn't say one of my, but yeah, definitely top 5 list of parks in Norway, or in the world actually. Albert's here. He's tired from yesterday as he was in a confirmation in a comedy show for David Nihil. We were at confirmation yesterday. I don't know who the presenter guy was, Ing or something, but he was really good. They had like a little comedy thing going, and then they started singing the song Mamma Mia, but they changed the words to paying it, which means money, money, because he's getting confirmed. Anyway, I'm a confirmant. How do you say that? I'm a confirmed student. Okay, it's blowing in the microphone, but we'll move away from plenty soon. Yes, it's a very sunny day, beautiful day in Oslo. It is hard to see the chat. Oudra's here as well. James Steele, hi Karin Karl. I am doing Nalbinding, the stitch that you use a ball of yarn and a needle to turn the stitch upwards. That sounds like blanket stitch, but it could be, yeah, it could be blanket stitch anyway, because that also sounds a lot like netting or something. It's called not pioning, but nupereller in Norwegian. Anyway, it sounds like that, and it's on a little thing, sort of skein holder. Okay. Anyway, let's see who else. Hello, James. Anyway, and hi, Garcia is here from Holland. Picking up Nalbinding after doing a lot of weaving. Roger's here. Karin and Karl had Norwegian salmon for dinner yesterday. I hope it wasn't someone you know. Carl, do you know who it was? Sorry, we'll turn. Did you know the salmon?
In one of my many former jobs, I might have known one of his relatives.
I have to say, I've been watching, not Ice Road Truckers, but like the Norwegian version of it going over mountains. There's a fair chance that salmon fell out of the truck on the way and got scooped back up by a road crew in a hurry and then sent to you guys. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. Okay, we'll turn again so I can read some more. Let's see. Okay, Heidi knows where we are. Heidi Lisette knows. And hello, by the way, and Amaril's from Belgium. Max is here. Susan's here. Audra knows where we are. She also calls us similar to what I call it. Albert knows where we are. Anne says, I don't know the name, but I have been there. All those nice statues. Kiwi's here. Amaril's says, no needle binding today. I have to wind my yarn. We're going to show a little bit of needle binding now, and then you'll see why it's not going to be easy to do later. But this is one of the side entrances to Frognerparken, or Vigelands Park, which Gustav Vigeland has created all these statues. Well, in a team, of course, he had a lot of help, but they're all his designs. And another name we used to call this is one of the first parks I've seen when I came to Norway. I call it Porno Park. So Audra was calling it Vigeland Nude Park, pretty much the same thing. So the idea then is when we were in our 20s, we would come here, and not Carl, because, I didn't know him yet. And probably he was just a baby in diapers at the time anyway. No, but we used to come here and you'd have to pick out a statue to pose with, and you never knew how it was going to turn out either, because it was 35mm camera back in those days. But yeah, you had to pick a statue and you had to do an obscene pose with it, and I still have those photos somewhere. Okay, but anyway, let's go to needle binding real quick, and I'll see if I can see chat. It's very bright, so it's hard. Albert said he lived on that street that was named after Vigeland. I actually lived for 4 years near here in Meierstuen, on Jakob Walls gate and on Olavigs gate. So not too far from here for the first 4 years in Norway. Carl, you get to hold it like this for a while. We'll show you the Dalby stitch and then we're putting it away. Okay, this is the sock that I am working on now. I got a little bit more done, but mostly I've been making sheep. I actually might have those with me today.
Just let me know if you need me to turn it.
This is okay for right now. So this is the sock getting a little bit closer. This one's more done than the other one. A lot of people start at the toe and then they split for the heel and then they go up. For me, I start at the top, and the reason for this is sometimes I want it to be this tall, but it ends up being too wide, and it's just a matter of making the sock longer than if that's the case to make up for it, because eventually it's going to get tighter on your leg. But these aren't for me, and this is from the Stitch of the Month, which is Dalby. Although I suspect I did something weird. You can't see it really well here, but it's like it feels slightly denser, and then around here it starts to feel looser. So I have a sneaking suspicion I did F2 here, and I'm only doing F1 now, which might make it a little too thin, but I can always run a yarn through the backside and make it a little bit more reinforced. But I suspect I did that because it feels a little thicker up here than it does down here. But when I split, because this is a popular question, the amount of stitches I have around here is going to be as much as I can fit over this part of my foot, because it does not stretch this way. So if it can fit over here and comfortably, then that's as tight as you can go here. So it will feel looser around here, but it has to, or you won't be able to get the damn thing off your foot. And then I split the work in half, a little bit more than half actually, but from my starting point, and then I will have to figure the amount of stitches going here. That's the amount that's going to go over here comfortably. And then the rest, it doesn't matter if you have too wide an opening for your heel, as long as you have enough of an opening for your heel, because you're just going to pick it up. So your sock could be like this, it could be like this, or it could be like this, all depending on how many you use in that heel. But to turn it back to a more familiar direction that we had it going on here, the toe, so once this gets to this part of my foot where the pinky just gets covered, then I will start decreasing for the toe. And to do that, I lay it this way. So it's kind of flat that way. That's where my heel is. It's like looking at the bottom of my foot now. And I will split it here, and I will decrease 2 stitches there. So basically bind 2 together twice and 2 together twice here. Then do another row and try it on, and if it's still sticking too far away from my foot, I will do 2 again on each side until I get to the top of my foot here, just a little bit short of the top of my foot because it does stretch. This way it stretches. And then I will just bind it together. If it decreases too quickly, then I just do 1 on each side. So there's a really quick top-down sock tutorial how I do it. And then in the end, when I try it on and I can see the heel. So the heel, I'll start and attach a new yarn around here, and I'll do 1 row in a circle without any decreases, and then I'll try it onto my heel, and if it starts to come away, you can, as much as you can pinch, that's how much you have to decrease in the next row, but you want to do it evenly around. So maybe do like every 4th stitch or 5th stitch you do 2 together, and then you try it on again and keep doing that until you see how it fits. But this is always a tricky spot, this part right here, where the yarn joins. It'll always pull a little bit loose. You can try to do it tighter there, but all you're going to do is stretch the next stitch loose and the next stitch. So it's better if you have a gap there, do the best you can, and then go back and just loosely weave yarn through there to fix that. Oh yeah, the Northern Lights has been going, oops, so sorry. I lost my YouTube, there we are. The Northern Lights has been actually blowing up all over Facebook, and I can see it from all over the United States. Obviously it's all over the place in Duluth, but it's also in Tennessee. I don't know if you got them down where you are, Roger, in Huntington Beach, but they have been insane here. And of course we missed it because we're staying in a south-facing hotel in a room with more landscape than we've ever had in a while. Let's see. But it was actually really quite spectacular. I don't have a gimbal today, so it's a little shaky, so sorry about that. Kiwi says she's spending time on the family cabin, nice and sunny weather, still working on her medieval dress. Max says, I'm continuing working on a pair of socks in Oslo stitch and round start. It's for the following summer year. Oh, that'll be nice. This is for the guy that made me a needle. I got to finish him. Prude is here. She's having American-style tomato soup and grilled cheese for dinner. Once you have a Norwegian tomato soup, you won't go back to American. I hate to say it, but grilled cheese is definitely good to have with it. I don't know why. It just tastes more sugary or something, the American one. PJ's here. Pruda says this weekend she's been working on a Viking shirt and that she's trading for a pair of shoes. It's a good trade. PJ missed the discussion about the Northern Lights. That must have occurred already. Yeah, we cut about that one. It might have been further up, but I can't scroll that far back in the live when I don't have a computer with me. But PJ saw him for the first time on Friday in Bedfordshire, England. Oh, cool. No, you have to see it. If you've never seen it, you should do it at least once. And it was too cloudy for the Northern Lights for Roger in Huntington Beach. Too bad, but you will. Okay, so hold it like this again, Carl, and then we'll show the stitch of the month, which is $1. Now I have to get my needle. No, not $1, Dalby. And the color is brown because why? Because I was already making something in brown, so too bad. It's all about me. Okay. So I think, I haven't tried these on yet, but I'm pretty sure I got about one more row to go so I can do a little bit of stitching on it. First I have to splice, make it a little bit bigger. So yeah, yesterday we were at confirmation, and then if you've seen the story I put up for a little bit, actually I think it's public on my Facebook page, so you can see that, not this confirmation, that one's for friends, because my kids don't like being photographed too much anymore. But I have to sneeze. Sorry, oh, that felt good. Anyway, Carl and I decided that since we were out in the middle of nowhere, staying at a hotel in the middle of nowhere, just before the border of Sweden, in Mysen, we decided that we had to order cocktails. So there's a picture of the cocktail that Carl and I ordered. So when I say, when you go to the Scandic Hotel and request a porn star, I'm not talking about the pervy looking guy in the picture. I'm talking about the cocktail. So there was a drink called the porn star. Hold it right there, Carl.
Well, actually, what happens when you order a porn star at Scandic is that they come to ask you what kind of porn star you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Because apparently they have a porn star martini, and then they also have a porn star royale, which is made with champagne.
Mm-hmm. I didn't dare try it, but you didn't either, though. I didn't try it because I was worried about the wine allergy, if maybe champagne would do the same thing.
But it's probably safer to stick to one porn star.
Yeah, just one porn star would do. So you got the same porn star as me. You didn't want to mix? Yeah. So, and no, we each got our own porn star. We didn't have to share.
But some of my porn star was used externally instead of internally.
Yes, you dropped the porn star in your lap. I have to put my hair up. It's too hot. So there it was, and there's also in the comments of that picture, you'll see Carl wiping the porn stars, well, wiping up the residue from the porn star in his lap. And then it was Eric Dustad, I think, who comes in and writes on there, oh, you got to be careful, Facebook's going to censor you for what you write on there. I'm like, no, did that look dirty? Okay, so this is the needle binding portion for today. Dalby stitch, it's like, actually, you can kind of see the arm pretty well. I did F1.
I can only see a reflection of your face.
No, but I can see it, so if you don't move it, it's good.
It like I was holding it and hoping that it's correct.
You're fine, just don't jiggle.
Jiggle,
no, I'm kidding.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Jiggle, jiggle. So I'm doing F1, but it turns out earlier on, I think I was doing F2, so there's a little bit of a thickness difference. So F1, it might be in the microwave. F1, if you want to do it denser, F2 would be one new one, one old one. But then 1, 2, 3 loops from behind your thumb here you're going to be using. 1 on your thumb, 2 more. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we lift the second one over and behind the third one. Pick up the third one from behind. Go back and pick up the second one. And then go through the first one and under your join. Right now it looks like 2 yarns, but that's because I made a splice. Then you pull like that. That's Dalby. It is a Russian stitch. Nothing to do with Russia per se as far as I know, but the way that they make the stitch is like that. And we showed, actually when I get past this place I'll show the other way. But this is how I do it. Normal speed would be like this. Not confusing at all.
How in the hell can a Russian stitch not have anything to do with Russia?
We need Nella and Decker to answer that one.
So they might as well have called it a Kenyan stitch or a Singapore stitch?
Oh no, I'm sure they know those too. No, this would involve homework and I'm not doing homework. Okay, so under there, then my normal speed would be like that. Okay, but now that we're past this place, I can show you another way to do it. Oh, it's blowing up here. Okay, so you can take the second step, the second loop, and put it on your finger, then pick it up from behind, then pull it off your finger, and do that way. That's another way of doing it, but it does tend to stretch out that second loop a bit. Put it on your finger like that. So second loop goes on, pick up the third one, and of course nylocandtot.fi, our Sana Marie's page. Nylocandtot.fi has really nice slow videos of this, and she does it in 2 languages, so you could even turn the sound off if you want, but basically she's doing every step twice. But that is the Dalby portion. I was going to do a connection stitch, but I'll save it for next week when we're a little bit more grounded. But the reason I like this stitch for things like embroidery is because it's very flat. Not sure if you can see that there, how flat the stitch is. So it'd be really easy to embroider on, and it's dense. And one of the telltale signs of Dalby is it's hard to see it, I guess, in this one, but it almost looks like little hoof prints running through the middle of each row. And it turns out that Dalby was the stitch in the Nidaros sock that Ann Decker went to go check out. You can see when she was in Norway, in Trondheim, Norway. The Nidaros church, or whatever, Nidaros sock is what they call it anyway, and it was found stuffed in the floorboards of a house. But it goes back a ways, not to the Viking age anyway, but you can read her little blog about that. So she posted it all over the Facebook groups. Okay, Carl, I'm going to pack here. You can talk to yourself while I put this in the bag, and then we'll start walking around and take a look at Vigelands Park.
Yeah. Hopefully she will be her own camera operator for that part.
Yeah, but you're carrying the backpack.
Yeah, but I'm carrying the backpack.
And first I take a sip of Imsdal with stuff in it.
Did I pay for a sponsorship?
Nope, because it's not Imsdal. It's a Circle K gas station brand water. In Norway, that's high quality.
You don't really have to buy bottled water at all in Norway.
No, you don't. But actually, it's a good water bottle. You can refill it. So we do that until it looks disgusting, and then we recycle it and get a new one.
Some places in Norway you might have to pay attention a little bit because occasionally you need to boil your water. But the tap water is drinkable everywhere, and most of the time it is just as good as the tap water.
Yeah.
And I have a sneaking suspicion that the Olden water that people are buying all over the world is basically tap water from Olden.
It could be. We were there. There's not much more there.
Yep.
Should we go see what's behind the penises? Not yours. Theirs. Okay. Plus it's getting windy, so I'm going to turn the camera again. All right. Off the steps. Getting too old to sit on steps. And, oops, sorry if it goes too fast. So here you go. These are the men. Old, young. Age happens to be a thing here. It's like basically the whole park, in my perspective, is about stages of life and everything you go through and all the emotions you feel. So you will see people from babies to older. And on the other side, another entrance, there's women. I believe it's north and south is women, and men are east and west, or the other way around. So this is the monolith. We're kind of taking like a little guided tour. That thing is really quite tall. You can see people sitting underneath it if I zoom in. And it's basically a huge pile-on of bodies. I'm not sure what that represents to you. Oh, it is blowing hard though. So there are some pictures here that are some places that are pretty fun to take photos of. Now this is one I said where you have to kind of pick a statue and take a photo with it. I don't think I can get Carl to do it, but we did wait till later when there was less people. This one here, let's see if I can zoom. It's really, they're shaky. Okay, the group of ladies on the side, right, sorry, there. I piled onto that one. Okay, I should not zoom, it doesn't work out real well. I piled up on the top of that one once and took a picture. Then you have these two ladies in front. You like to kind of stand in the middle behind them and act like you're posing for a photo. You've got, I'll go a little closer, this is easier. Anyway, we'll show some more statues, but actually I just realized. So Carl, if you stand, you see where all these lines goes towards the center here? Yeah. If you had stand on there and stomp, see if we can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, but it should echo. The circle, not the square. There's a few places like this in Oslo that does this. Also, the National Theatre train station has one of these too. Okay, stump. No. Okay, can you hear it? Stay where you are. Now I'm on a circle. Does it echo for you? Ah, it's supposed to be. Okay, fine. He's telling me it's not working. But the idea is that you stand on one of these circles here, and wherever you stand on the circle, it should echo. And it's echoing for somebody, just not for him. Can you hear me really well from that distance? Yeah, but but it should be because of the circles too. We're not going to go all the way to the top of the hill back there, but if I can hold it still, you can see there's bodies forming a wreath up there. But there's not much else up there except for smaller statues. Yes, you do. You need magical circles to hear my voice. Okay, let's go slow. Should we go up to the middle there, or do you want to go straight down? We're only at minute 21, so we have some time. I might not see too much of chat, and I apologize. Max says, for the socks I'm making, I can try the Uppsala method. I want to see the Uppsala method. Or Uppsala. It's Uppsala, isn't it? Anyway, it's Sweden. Viking area, too, by the way. Kiwi says, yesterday I started on a pair of needle-bound trousers. I'm not sure if I'll make them knee-length for winter reenactment or normal length for home wear. Just remember to add... Carl, show me your ass. Okay. Most people have an ass. So it goes like this. So if you make it straight up, by the time you get to the top here, it's going to be like that. So you have to add a few extra rows in the butt region to make up for ass. Carl, on the other hand, you could probably get away with just having them straight up. But I only made one pair of pants, and that was for my kid, and she loved them. I think I put a picture on Instagram. You got to look way, way, way down about where you can see the extra rows, but it wasn't too obvious with the yarn. Okay, so we can go a little bit closer here. Then you'll see there's these gates here. Those ones are female, those ones are male. Let's see. Sinatagen is there, if you remember correctly. Yes, no, he's not up here. He's down there. We'll go see him. You have to see Sinatag. That means Sinatagen means the angry baby or the angry kid, and he is very famous, mostly because he's been stolen twice. And
he was famous before that.
Was he? Why?
It's the most iconic statue here, I guess.
Yeah.
And also one of the very few that are named.
Yeah. So there you got the girls. You got to go and pose with them. It's also a very great place if you live in Oslo to do exercising. There. Go sit on our back for a piggyback ride, Carl.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, you're so boring. And I like this little kid here. Break away from the pack. Another thing we did was put sunglasses on some of these kids too. Now, can you make an obscene picture with that one, Carl? Okay. There's another pile of babies. That's a fun one to climb on. And then you've got, what was the name of the Viking one I'm thinking of, with the wolf and the somebody's drone.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The only thing I can come up with that is slightly close to this is the wolf in Rome.
That's the one.
Not Viking.
No. Anyway, I don't think she's feeding all of them, but it almost looks like it. And then we have, so you can see there's different ages, like these ones are older. And they're beautiful. And these are all out of stone, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the monolith any better, or is it too much light contrast? You mean the Greek one? That's the one. Thank you, Albert. My brain doesn't work on a whim. And you got the older man too. Now this one is rather popular for posing with. Just gonna leave that there. Inappropriate posters. And you got more of the aged ones. Yes, One Balika done. Oh, nice. I've got to look at that if I got that right one. The two kids drinking from the wolf. Yep, that's the one I was thinking of. So, this is one of the sweeter ones, I think. Got friends carrying for each other. Actually, it's man and woman. Yeah, it's a woman. I thought it was two men for a minute there. They could be lovers, too. There you are. And nobody's getting seasick yet. That's impressive. I should have brought the gimbal. I think if we keep going in this direction, you're not going to see anything but shadows because of the sun. But they go quite on. You could actually flip through Google and see a lot of these. But the thing I like most about these is no matter where you stand, every time you stand, the picture changes. It looks different. You know, like seeing that one, for example, from this angle is a different story. Do you want to go through the men? This is the rest of the park down there. It's blowing in the microphone, but we'll move away soon. I don't think Carl and I have gone live in front of this many people before, so it's kind of weird. They're looking at us funny. Who's the fat American talking to the phone? More men with penises. Some of them are losing their hair. Carl, are you impressed?
With what?
Size does matter.
These people are probably of the opinion that it doesn't.
Okay. No, they don't seem to be worried about their penis size. We should show the women maybe, but I think the sun is in the wrong direction for it. Okay, then you get the gardens. And this big one, it seems to have some work being done on one part of it, but they're surrounded by trees in the middle there. And then there's usually a water fountain in the middle. Let's see, going down steps here without falling on my ass. So there's usually water pouring out of the middle, but it's just before they turn it on. I think they turn it around the 17th of May. And there's a lot of side paths. When I lived here, we would go, especially we would sit in there and take picnics in that area. It goes pretty far back, and there's a few statues scattered here and there. The Americans have a 4th of July celebration that's also around down there every year. Flowers will come up soon. Let's see. Nice foraging on those fences. Foraging on the fences. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get the women's side once, because we're going to run out of fences until you get all the way down to the end. But then you got buskers down there, and it's annoying. So we'll turn it this way a minute. I don't know if you can see. I just need the wall for support here. There you go. If you can see the woman there. Yeah, you can. On the sides. So one gate is open, but then if we zoom out, or return it to me and zoom out so you don't get sick. Now you can't really see it over there, but let's try. No, it's shaky, but there. Okay, and then we will zoom on a minute. All this water makes me want to pee. Okay, and zoom out so it doesn't get so pukey again. There we go. I think we're better now. Just photographing random people will look at me instead. Let's look at tulips. Let's see. The yeah. Oh, we did that. Talked about the two kids. Romulus and Remus. Thank you. That's the one I was thinking of. Romulus and Remus. Although she's got a lot more than two kids. Okay. More people coming up. We'll wait for them and then we'll go down again. They plant all kinds of flowers through here, but the thing is they have them so that they're constantly blooming. So when these tulips, which are almost done, or maybe they're still coming up, when the tulips are done, then there will be new flowers coming in. Max says, the two of the ones I'm working on, I decided I'm better off using those as heel, while I use the other ones to make the socks from toes close to the heel. Well, that's a good idea. Okay, now we can go down. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Okay, trying not to fall. Albert says, I can imagine that a lot of art students in Oslo have to go there and draw them. Oh, yeah, I think that's a rite of passage. You can see them drawing here all year. Waterfall. There is some rotting.
Of course, that it costs money to have a naked person sitting around for hours while you draw them.
Wouldn't you do it for free?
No,
Okay.
I don't have the patience.
Okay. So there's waterfalls all over this, but I thought maybe. This I never realized, but it kind of looks like a stave, like one of those round. It almost looks like one of those Icelandic binderoon kind of things. Did you want to see?
Just a geometrical pattern.
Yeah.
So are the staves. So
Yeah, no, it just almost looks like that. I never noticed that before, but then again, it's just, he's patterns. He's all about, you'll see. There's a lot of design that goes into his planning here. The whole park is a layout as seen from above as well. It's too bad about the scaffolding there. But basically all it's covering is more of those little tree figures, and these ones I believe are done in iron. And around this whole fountain you'll see stages of life from young to old. This is something Norwegians do quite a bit. It's quite cool. If you lose something, go back where you walked and look up. They'll do that. They'll just put it there. We've already passed a couple other things like hoodies and stuff so that people pick them up so they don't get stepped on or they don't get ruined. So they might not be on the ground where you left, but look up. Speaking of things, we were shaking out a bunch of old fabric from the loft outside in the parking lot the other day, and I lost my ring. It slid off. I forgot it was on the edge of my finger, not all the way down. Marie found it today. Yay, I thought that thing was gone. Silver too. This one's a little bit different. Sorry. They're more bent now, like half circles. But you can see it's really nice to sit in the shade out of there, and then you're usually getting away from the massive amount of tourists on the sides. We'll walk by some people here. Ah, they got their camera on me too, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, by the way, happy Mother's Day, Ashley. I have to call my mom after this today, by the way. So yeah, happy Mother's Day, USA. Here we are. Okay, now we go down. Notice this pattern before we go down. The pattern of the rocks. This is a huge labyrinth. And yep, when I was in my 20s, we sat there and played. So we'll have to do that a little bit. But you can, it's one line, the whole thing around the whole square. It does the start point there and start there. So I guess it's 2 lines. Albert says he can't wear rings as much because of work. Well, this is actually was the first time this season I put them back on. And I had them all on. I was looking nice and blingy for the Vikings, for a cruise ship. And then I missed one, but it's been found. But for most of my life, I have not worn rings. I wore a wedding ring for 15 years. Oop, and shit. Okay, here's more of the line work. And there's the start. Okay, Carl. Start walking.
yeah, no, I'm not playing with this labyrinth. I've seen how big it is.
Lazy. I never saw the point of the rings, says PJ. Let's see. But there you can see there's bodies in these statues, or in these trees, and then all along we got all these little panels, and we'll take a look at it, but it's basically the stages of life and all the feelings and emotions and things that you go through. Carl won't walk this, but I would. This could take a while. How long do we send for today? Now we have to catch a train back to Gudvangen, or to Voss, and then take a bus from Voss to Gudvangen.
Cheating like crazy, you're crossing the lines, woman.
Shut up, I'm walking, I swear. Busted. Hi, Carl. I fed Carl sushi today because that's what my kids wanted. Okay, this will usually have water in there too, and kids will actually sit there and wade in it. Sometimes they throw money in there. Not the kids, the parents. So there you've got death, old age. I think we might be getting younger in this one. That one is interesting. Oh, that one's kicking a dog. He's got some rage in him.
I haven't gotten to the goat kicking stage of my life yet.
No? You're still in this stage. That's for me. I'm hanging on Carl and he's trying to stay up. I'm not sure what's going on here. Kid looks a little concerned. But these are so cool, and it really is worth taking a time to look at them. And then in the trees, you have more things. I bet you didn't know there were babies up there. And that's the one that's got the water usually flowing over the bowl and down and filling up this area below.
His favorite motif seems to be grown man manhandling babies.
Oh no, they got women manhandling babies too, or yelling at the men for doing so. There's some more. This one is cool too. The people upside down in a tree. It changes when you go around the corner, how they look. Or the little kid in the tree all by himself, wondering why he isn't being manhandled. No. There you've got one little baby all by himself. That might represent something much more tragic. Then you got mom. She's a little tired. She just needs a break. Maybe that's why she used the tree as a babysitter. And dad's hanging upside down over there. No, I think that's another. There you have a unicorn. Is that a unicorn? It looks kind of like it. I didn't notice that before. That one seems to have an extra, oh no, her arm is behind her head. I was going to say, she seems to have an extra limb here. I was wondering where the leg came, where this hand came from. But it's because it's going behind her there. There's bear. That actually looks like the fairy tale. And you have fish. She's riding a reindeer, maybe, or an elk. There you got youth and old, youth and age. And then we have to get around this. They're fixing something in there. You can kind of see what's up there. More of those trees. You can go back and read that later if you want to. They're conserving it, it says. Conserving the bronze sculptures. Why did I think it was iron? It's bronze anyway. These 20 bronze sculptures circling the fountain were cast more than 100 years ago. God, it's been 100 already. The fountain was complete and filled with water in 1947, and since then the sculptures have been exposed to water and various types of contaminations. All sculptures were conserved, from 2012 to 2021. The surface was cleaned from the harmful corrosion, and contrast between green and black were evened out. All final treatment of all sculptures were waxed to protect their surface. The protective wax makes sculpture cleaning easier, but wears off due to weather and wind. This year we complete the wax on the first 5 sculptures that were conserved. This work will take about 2 weeks, and then the scaffolding will be taken down on the 14th of May, and the fountain will be filled with water from the 17th of May. Ha! I was right. They're filling it from the 17th. I was just going to say it's almost 100 years. I remember it being 50 years. But 47, so then it would have been... This is what it looks like, by the way, when it's filled. Then we have more. You can see those guys up there again, too. It's like doing a Hago tour. He's got the bird by the wings. This looks like a play date I've had in my life with my kids. Yeah, you can still see. She's flying through the tree there, not sure how well that shows up. Ring around through the trees. That reminds me of when playing in the bushes with kids when we were kids. We would build little forts in there. There you got lambs. Another good area to picnic. That's the one that gets all filled for the 4th of July. The Americans have a party here. And up to the monolith. And then more kids. I really wanted to write in the description that we were going to go here, but I didn't know if we'd make it in time because I didn't want to take the risk of being stuck on a subway in a tunnel with no internet coverage. He's got his hand in the wolf's mouth. I think that's a reference to Fenris.
So what do you think this is then? You have Tyr putting his hand in the wolf's mouth, then you have Romulus and Remus riding it, but who's the fucker who's pulling it by the tail?
Or where's his other hand? Anne says, and of course I was a good tourist and bought a book about the park. You should definitely do that, yeah. The pattern reminds me of a labyrinth. It is a labyrinth, actually. That's quite cool. We saw the big, oops, I'm gonna have to find a battery pack, Carl. Let's see if I zoom out here. The beginning of the labyrinth was there, where we came down, and the end is there, and then another one starts and comes out. Carl? Talk and I'll find a battery pack, because it sees it. I knew it was gonna eat my battery quickly. There you go.
Yeah, it's so much shine on the screen that I can't really see, but I think I see the contours of my own face. So I'll try to keep the fontaine thingy in the background. She is trying to find a battery pack. She has this really big brick that she charges before she goes on a trip. And then we try to use it only in emergencies.
I only got the smaller one too.
Apparently she has a smaller one too.
Because you use my brick as well.
Because I also use her brick.
Just gotta remember where I put it.
Okay, so the camera is on this side, okay. I moved my hand over because I thought I was blocking the camera, but I was just seeing the reflection of my hand. I wasn't seeing my hand in the camera. Yeah. So. I accidentally blocked the family from passing because they didn't know I was filming myself, so they were just standing there and asked if they could go. Very polite.
I might only have the big. Give it one more look. Ah, no, here it is. Okay.
So,
I found a little brick.
45 minutes approximately.
Oh, that's good. Little brick. There's a lot of battery in it though. And it's got a compass in case we get lost. And a flashlight.
Yeah, or in case you want to know which direction the northern light is in.
Yeah, but the little flashlight, it's actually stronger on the cell phone. So it's better to charge the cell phone and use that as a flashlight. Let's see, you hold that. Then I'll put, let's look this way, it's a little less dizzying. And then I have to push a button. And we should vibrate with charging happiness. Let's see, I think it's charging, I just can't hear it. Okay, so you Now I'll get to carry the backpack again. Look up for the kid. It's not allowed to film kids in Norway. Okay, so there we are. Continuing on from Fenris and Tyr and the kid with his hands up the guy's ass. Okay. And this one seems to be one kid successfully playing with the horse, and the other one is attacking the horse. He's doing that flying Jet Li, Jackie Chan type move onto the horse's back. That poor horse. Uh-oh, it didn't go well for the kid. The horse got smart. Then you have little babies swimming upstream, or what are they doing there? They're crawling. So we're obviously in the youth portion of the wall here. I like this one standing defiantly on a, what is that? Is that an elephant or a mammoth carving, or a carcass? You don't have an input, Carl?
I don't know if that is an animal in existence.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So we were into the youth, and now we're going to the end, which is not so pretty. Various states of death. I will zoom out a little bit though, because it's getting shaky if I get too close. What do you suppose this one's saying? Death is trying to pull them apart?
No, it's saying Carl doesn't like hugs.
No, this is true. Carl does not like hugs. That is definitely Carl. Hi, Jenny. Happy Mother's Day to you, too. Let's see. We'll be visiting the any Viking markets this summer. Are you staying at Gudvangen? Most likely staying at Gudvangen, because Viking market means tourist season for us as well, and we'll be lucky if we get any days off. There are some that are going. Borda has their 30th this year, and usually the first weekend in July. Or, yeah, July. How do you get Loki and Roman twins in one statue? I don't get it. Carl, how do you get Loki and twins in one statue? That was this one here.
I don't know if Loki is involved at all, except from being the father of the Fenris wolf.
Father of the Fenris wolf, and then do you remember the story about the hand in the wolf's mouth?
Yeah, Tyr has to put something in to get the wolf to accept putting the last chain on. The chain that doesn't look impressive, so the wolf don't think it will be fun to break it, and he thinks it's trickery, which it obviously is. He has to put his hand in the wolf's mouth, and basically putting the chain on Fenris costs Tyr his hand, or his lower arm maybe.
But we don't know what this guy's doing over here, by the way. He's putting his hand somewhere completely different. But it has nothing to do with Norse mythology. It's just, well, maybe it does. I have no idea. Okay, we'll go wrap around here. You would remember that sequence, says Carl, if it was anywhere?
4 babies manhandled a wolf, yes, I would remember that.
The time that 4 babies manhandled a wolf, he would remember that. Okay, so probably not. And there we go, and we discovered Carl doesn't like hugs. Who would be the other person? That would be me. Maybe Marie?
Marie doesn't try to hug me.
No. There you got young and old. Oh, and the trees, by the way. There's a very angry tree hugger. I don't know if you can see his facial expression there. But this one has death in the trees. And then, let's see. It's actually kind of nice to see this without the water, and because the water makes a lot of noise in the fountain, and in the wet wind you'd get sprayed on. And then we're pretty much back to where we started. But then we'll walk down the main path and find Sinatagen, and then maybe we have to go after that.
Yeah, I'm guessing it would be about time.
Yeah, because it's going to get to be too many people down there, and let's look up. Let's look at us. There. Pay no attention to everyone around. We're looking at us now. Eyes here. So down here they will be planting a lot of roses every year. We'll turn and look at it in a minute when I don't have the camera too close to people. There we go. Whoops. There. By the way, if you'll notice, the sun is starting to set behind me. That's actually the layout of the park has something to do with that. A lot of people, that ring that I showed you where there's like a body here and a body there and it forms like a wreath at the back, a lot of people like to catch the sun in that. So this is all roses when they come up. All the cruise ships come here, by the way, when they go to Oslo. But Signetagen is over there, so we'll end right about there in the end. I was talking to Karl earlier about some fines or plates that are stamped with an animal on the head, like a boar or something on a warrior. I think they're called beastie-headed warriors. These statues remind me a little bit of those. There's one here, one there, and then there's two on the far end. But they're actually enveloped by some sort of a serpent or a reptile. It's not on their head, it's around their whole body. See, more nice picnicking places. So we would come out and barbecue with these single-use grills. It was a nice way to sit. Beastie Boys. Yep, they're Beastie Boys. The beastie-headed warriors. They're Beastie Boys. I like that. Beasties. I'll have to find those. I want to needle bind some. Okay, if I stand still here and Karl doesn't go in front, you can see that one's lit up pretty well, but there's a serpent wrapping around those, or hugging the body of some sort. We're going to see his relative straight ahead. There's a lot of geometrics in this park, though. I have to read about why. Like these paths, notice they make a star, for example. So you should look for an aerial view of this park if you get a chance. It's all over Google. You should be able to see it. And down on the right, we're actually going to be, this bridge goes over a river, and there's a crap ton of geese in there as well. Straight ahead behind this is this, yeah, no, actually a little bit behind over there is a big cafe. Vigeland's Cafe, and further down that way is the museum that talks about the statues and everything, and Gustav Vigeland, the artist. That one is having way too much fun with his bait. It is not recognizing my battery. See, so I'll try to charge again. Hello, says Arlene, can't join you today as it's Mother's Day and I'm hanging out with my daughter and granddaughter. Oh, that's great. I had, trying this way again. There. I had lunch with my kids. It was quite fun. This should charge, but for some reason it's not receiving the charge. So we might cut out. But let's go find Signetagen before that. Or Karl, do you want to get the big brick out? Maybe we need the backup one. We'll stand here and look up. I decided this was a good place to talk. Kiwi's got to go. It's time for dessert. Thanks for joining, Kiwi. Okay, open the back side of that. Here, put it down. Take that one so it doesn't fall over the other side. Then we plug this one in and hit the power button. This one is actually enough to jump start a car. And hopefully it's charging. There, it should be boosting. Okay. It was a knob. It was a knob. Okay, I will try one more time. The goal is to get over there in that little section there before we run out of battery, and then we'll say goodbye. But there's so many cool statues around here. You have to see this park if you ever come to Oslo. This is Karl trying to get rid of me. This is me not letting him. I'm a little clingy. What do you think, Carl? Is that fair reenactment? No? My favorite one, those of you who game, if you've ever lost your corpse and you're running through the town trying to get it back, you look like that. For those who play mud, Roger knows what I'm talking about. That's what reminds me of running through. Okay, I don't know if this is charging, so we'll just give it a go. But right over here is Sinatagen, by the way, river. This one is the most famous statue in the park. And that's Sinatagen, or the angry boy. And he's got quite the expression on his face. I don't know if you can see it. Zoom in a bit. He has been stolen at least once. I thought twice, but I might be wrong. And the way they stole him is they chopped him off here. You can see it's been mended. You could read about that one online. So that is Sinatagen. So Saturday we'll be back. Carl? We'll be back on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not.
Come here, Carl. I'm hugging this. Okay, say goodbye, because we should go now. It's 4 minutes early, but low battery. See you Saturday. Thanks for playing. Happy Mother's Day.